Hey everybody, welcome back to Play the Game HQ. I am Daniel and this is Forges of Ravenshire, a new engine builder worker placement game coming to Kickstarter on April 18th. We will leave links below to where you can find all of the information about it. But for now, I just want to tell you a little bit about this game because I had such a great time playing. Now we have a full, we did a live stream with the designer. So if you want to see Forges of Ravenshire in action in its entirety, you can watch that live stream. We teach the full, go through the full process of how to play. And then we play a full game with myself, Sam Stockton, who's the designer, and then Allison played with us also. And this is the end setup of that game. So in Forges of Ravenshire, you are competing to become the new Forgemaster of the town of Ravenshire. And you're going to do that by collecting resources and completing contracts to build armor and weapons and shields. And it's a really simple, mechanically simple game with a whole lot of strategy and a really satisfying engine building element to it. So the game is played over 4 rounds, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And each round you're going to have 3 dice that you're going to roll, and then you're going to place those dice on the board to gain resources. So everyone will take turns going around placing 1 dice on the board to gain the resources, and the dice can go in any of these 5 spots, and then you gain resources based on the number of the dice that you roll. So you can see right here for leather, if I place a 1 or a 2, I would get 2 leather and a talisman. 3 or 4, I'd get 2 leather, and a 5 or a 6, I would get 1 leather. And each space has different resources that it's going to reward you for placing a dice there. And again, the reward is based on the dice that you place. Now, here's what I really like is it's the place mechanic, but then it's also a take mechanic. So you place a dice, and then you take a dice that was there before. And when you take a dice, you also get the reward. So if I placed a dice here, I could then take this dice here. I could take a 1. I would get 3 wood and a dragon scale for taking this 1. Now, when you take it, you place it in your forge and you run your engine. So it's color coded. So it doesn't matter what color you place, but the dice you take is color specific. So I took a green dice. I would place it in the green section of my forge and I would run my engine, which would be 1 good of any kind, a steel, a leather, and then I can trade 1 coin for 2 goods of any kind. And we're going to go around and we're going to do that 3 times until everyone has placed all of their dice. And then we're going to take the 3 dice that we have placed and we are going to move them over here. So this first half of the round where we're placing the dice is done in turn order. So everyone's taking turns. And then simultaneously, everyone is going to run their forges, create the resources that they can, and then try to complete contracts. So you have the production phase, and then you have the gather phase, and then the production phase, I believe. Yes, gathering phase, and then production phase. And in the production phase, like all of your resources are tracked over here in the dual layer boards, which I love. So we have charcoal, we have ore, we have wood, we have leather, and we have steel. And when you get to 10, you can just bump it up, very Terraforming Mars-esque in the same style of counting as that. But you're going to take your 3 dice that you placed over here in your forge, and you are going to move them wherever you want over here. Along the top, we have different options. We can run one of our engines again. We can get 2 action tokens, which are these hammer tokens. And the action tokens just let you do an action during your turn. Anywhere you see a hammer icon, you can trade 2 hammers in to get a reputation. You can collect a contract with an action token. At the beginning of the game, you're going to have this little lock bar in the bottom row of your engine. You can remove that with an action token so that you have an extra space. But you can place a dice up here to gain 2 action tokens. You can place here to trade. Again, it's based on the dice that you place. And you can place here to a 1 or 2 gets you 2 action tokens, a 3 or a 4 gets you steel, and a 5 or a 6 gets you 3 coins. And coins are that's the scoring at the end of the game. Whoever has the most money wins outright. It doesn't matter how many contracts you completed. It doesn't matter any of that. It's just how much money you have. And then there are tiebreakers that are based on contracts and reputation and things like that. But primarily, whoever has the most money wins. Now, when you are using your resources or creating your resource, when you go to this production phase, you're going to place a dice in one of these spots here. If you place a dice here, you can convert wood to charcoal, and it's all icon-wise shown over here. You can convert wood to charcoal, and then you can get a bonus of charcoal and a ruby. And this is an upgrade tile. So this just slots in here. You can upgrade with an action token. And then you can also place a dice here to convert charcoal and an ore into a steel. And then you also get a bonus of steel and of mithril if you use a 3 or a 4. This is leather over here. And then you are going to spend down your resources to fulfill contracts. So you can see on this one right here, this armor costs 8 steel and 3 leather. When I complete that contract, I get 12 coins and I get 1 action token. Now there are 3 different levels of armor of contracts. And you can see on the bottom, the higher the level, the more valuable it is, the more it costs to make, but also the more valuable it is, the more rewards you get. So for this basic armor, these basic contracts, you're going to get mostly coins and action tokens. And then you start getting reputation as you get up here. And you can see for this one, if I complete this legendary shield, I would get 18 coins and 4 reputation. Reputation is tracked down here, and it is coins at the end of the game. I believe the reputation is also the tiebreaker, but as you cross different spots on the reputation track, you get rewards. When you get to level 2, you unlock this second level of contracts. Level 4 unlocks the legendary contracts, and then different things along the way. You can use these upgrades up here to add into your engine. These slots are all empty. Initially, you just have the top slot that has a preset single action for that engine, and then you can add things in. Now, my personal ability allowed me, this was my board during the game, my personal ability allowed me to not follow the colors, which is why I have green stuff over in this purple row. Usually you do have to color match your engine, like the section on your board, to the upgrades that you get. And that is the basic gist of the game. We have rewards over here. We have titles that are going to give you coins if you complete them. So the armor, the first person to complete 5 armor contracts gets 10 coins. First person to complete 7 contracts total gets 10 coins. You have legendary contracts. You have Brightsmith. Oh, that's one other really important thing. When you complete a contract, you place it over here in the top of your board, but you can complete it and just complete it outright, or you can add a finish to it. So you can put it over on this side to add a mithril finish. You can put it on this side to have a ruby finish. Those have specific names, but I don't remember exactly what they are. But you're going to spend 2 mithril and a charcoal to add this finish to it, and you are going to get a reputation for that. And so that's going to get you more points. It's going to do better things for you, and it is going to work towards these titles, which are going to get you more points. So, basic overview of the game. Again, we have a full gameplay, but I loved this game. I really enjoy engine builders, and this was an insanely satisfying engine builder to play. One of the things that I really like about it is that your engine is running full throttle the entire game. Something that I really have an issue with a lot of engine builders is the last round of the game is mostly just churning out whatever the point resource is that gets you, that helps you win the game. So, for instance, Wingspan, I feel like the last round of a game of Wingspan, everyone's just making eggs and they're not really running their engine. It's unsatisfying for me because I'm not running that engine that I've built. Now, I know that there's some expansions and things that fix that in that game, so not going into that, but I find a lot of engine builders have that problem with them where you've built this engine that can produce things and can help you strategically do actions and do a bunch of stuff. But then in the last round, when you finally have this nice, satisfying, beefy engine built, you just run it in order to create a lot of victory point getting things. This one is very different in that your engine does not produce the things that gets you the victory points. Your engine produces resources that you use to build things that get you victory points, that get you coins, which is the points at the end of the game. So you can't just run your engine and produce coins. There are a few engine things that will let you convert for coins, but your primary engine is creating resources, creating charcoal and ore and steel that you will use strategically to build out your contracts. And that was that puzzle of figuring out, okay, where's the best place that I can place my stuff over here in order to get the most that I need, in order to get exactly what I need to fill these contracts. it wasn't just churning out coins. It was trying to maximize that engine, to maximize my dice placement over during the production phase so that I could squeeze every last little bit of steel out of my forge, so that I could get every last little bit of leather that I needed so that I can build as much stuff as I can. But it was just a much more strategic engine running process than I see in a lot of engine builder games. Not a, if you've played a lot of engine builders, you know what I'm talking about. You know that like where rounds 1, 2, and 3 are really fun and you're running that engine, and then round 4 is just kind of meh, just run it, get me as much of this victory point as I can. This avoids that process by, like, you are fully strategically running your engine every chance you get through the entire game. And then, the game ends after 4 rounds and whoever has the most money wins. But it was such a satisfying experience to still be strategically engaged at the end of the game and not just churning out points. So, Forges of Ravenshire, beautiful engine building game. The artwork is amazing. The dual layer boards work so well. I love the way that everything just slots in, fits in nicely. I love the place and take mechanic. I have not played much of that, and it works really well here. It works really well to really make you feel like you're doing a lot on your turn. Even though you just have three dice to place, it basically doubles the amount of things that you're doing on your turn in placing those dice, and creates really strategic decisions because, again, you can place any dice, but the color of dice that you take matters in the engine that you're running. So even though I might need leather over here, I may need a green dice to run the engine to get what I need for my production phase. So it's just, there's so many points in this game where I just felt like, man, this is just so satisfying. Like I feel very accomplished with what I did during the game, and didn't feel like I was just churning resources. So Forges of Ravenshire, go check out our live stream to watch us play the game in its entirety, to see how it actually plays. It was a ton of fun. It was Allison's first time back since having the baby. We had Sam in here, the designer of the game. He also designed Cult of the Deep, if you've seen that. It's BA Games. Great guy. Had a ton of fun playing this game with him and learning it from him. We'll leave links below to the Kickstarter, to where you can find all the information you need on this game. I think that is everything. So until next time, I will see you later. Bye.